Well, hey guys, it's Jackie, hashtag Creative Creations by Jay. And I'm back today to show you the things that I created with the things from Target that I did a haul on the other day from my first video. And just a shout out to those 7 viewers who looked at my video. Yes, 7, you may think it's minute, but I think it's a big thing because I could have had 0. So I appreciate those who did take the time to watch my video. I'm new to the scene, I understand that. But keep watching. As time goes on, I have more viewers. So the first thing that I'm going to show you from the Target haul is, now you know I'm all about reusing, recreating, repurposing, and redecorating, all with your budget in mind. So I already had these Dollar Tree frames that I used from a previous project, and I'm just going to kind of use those because they kind of like go with my theme with the fall decor color. I pretty much use neutral colors all year long because that's just what my preference is. So I already have this. I'm just going to make a few changes to it and show you using the Target items. But first, before I do that, I kind of want to distress my white, tone it down some because it is for fall decor. So let me get my paint. Okay, so I'll be using this paint I got from Dollar Tree. It's called Crafters Edition Acrylic Paint. Not really sure what the color is. It's spice brown. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit out here on my cotton ball. And probably squeeze out too much at the time, but we'll work it out. So I'm just going to brush lightly over my frame. As you can see, it's starting to get a little distressed, kind of make it look like it's aged or worn, which is the look I want to get. Probably didn't use the right thing because I'm noticing this frame was a little rough and my cotton ball is kind of sticking to it, but don't worry, once it dries, shave it down a little bit. Okay, so you get the idea. Then I had this little piece, I forget what kind of image it had on that, so I had this little piece here that came off. I'm going to glue that back on with my glue gun. Place it in the middle. I'm going to let it dry a little bit so it can set up. That's what it looks like. Okay, so if you recall, when I showed you the Target haul, I showed you some little cutouts that was found at the Target dollar area. And you got 10 in a pack, and they say gather and thankful. So I'm going to use those on my frames here. And I really don't have to do anything to it. You know, it's already pre-made or whatever. But if you want to embellish it in some kind of way by adding some jewels or something like that, you can certainly do that. Or you can also kind of use your sandpaper to kind of burnish those sides to make it look more worn or aged. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Again, you got 10 to a pack, and they were 5 and gather and 5 and thankful. All right, I could just stop at that, but I like to add kind of other bows and things like that back to it. So this is a bow that I had from a previous project that I'm just going to put on here to give a little extra details. I think I want to put it here. And there you have it. I don't need to do anything else to it. Again, simple, very easy to create, and all while thinking about a budget. Okay, I have a match to this, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the other one is so I can create a set. Here's my other one. Like I said, it was from a previous project during the summer. My theme was oranges. So I'm just going to repurpose this by putting on the cutout that I got from Target that I showed you guys in the previous video. See how simple and easy that was? And I like it without doing anything to it, but you know I got to add a little something to it. It's got to match its partner. So let me add a little bit of paint to stress it out. And I think I just dab since I told you these edges are kind of rough. And my cotton ball is sticking. All right. So there, I like that. What you think? All right, got to add my bow. Again, I didn't pay anything for this. It was from a previous project. I'm just reusing it. And there are the two projects that we just created. They'll look cute somewhere in my kitchen or either on a bookshelf or my plant stand or something to add some extra decoration for the fall to bring in that theme. My next project is using these adhesive vinyl cutouts that I have from Target Dollar area as well. Like I said before, it's got two different designs in there. I'm going to use the pumpkin and spice everything nice because when I finish creating these, once I show you everything that I have created, this is going to be in my tea area for the fall. So what you need with that is I'm taking a frame, just a frame I had around the house. I got it out the garage. I think this is a 9.5 by 11.5 frame. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to take it apart. And the paper that I'm using came from Target as well. It was 3 sheets that was in a pack. And one was a printed one. One was, let's see, where's my sheet? Well, I can't find it, but anyway, it was 3 sheets in the pack. One was a printed one was a glitter one, and one was a sparkly one. So I'm using this one. And the first thing you should do is measure your glass. I already know the size of it. So I'm going to go ahead and get my cutter and cut it to the size of the glass. I could just trace with the glass and cut it with scissors, or I could do it this way. So I think because I'm not that very good at cutting, so I want to make sure I have this just right. So it's right. All right, so let me see. So actually it's 9.5. So I got to cut it by 9.5. All right, so I'm going to move it to 9.5. That line right there. And once I have it set, I hold it here and I cut with my cutter. This is my cutting machine, so I cut my first cut. And then it is 11.5 that way. So I think I shouldn't have much to cut off. So I have about an inch to cut off this way. So let's cut off about an inch that way. Hold my blade down and cut. Okay. So I have my sheet cut down. I need to place it on my board right here. So let's get that placed down on here. Okay. And I left like a little border that you won't really see it because the frame has a extra border. So just gonna lay it down as straight as I can. And what I normally do is fold my paper in half, and so I can kind of line it up. And then let it just lay down. And then smooth it out. Okay? Get the bubbles out. And that's my background. But now I have to do my second part, because I'm going to create a mat within that so that I can put my image on it. Because if I put my image on this, it's going to get lost, you know, so I want it to stand out. So I'm going to be using this blue paper, and I'm using blue is because the colors that I'm using for the fall have a touch of blue in it. So I'm adding my blue. So I need to cut this. My cutout right here is 6 by 6. So I'm going to cut my mat right here to like 6.5 by 6.5, just so it'll be a little hangover. So let's go to 6.5. 6.5. All right, hold down my paper and cut. Okay. Let's see, which piece is it? It is this piece. Okay, so now I need to cut this piece again the other way to 6.5. 6.5. And I like this cutting board because it has lines on it that I can use as a guide, so I can make sure I get my measurements correct. All right, so I'm just gonna double check my measurements. 6.5 by 6.5. All right, so there's my sheet. And I just gotta kind of eyeball it on where I think it should fit for the center of my frame. Once I find that, I need to go ahead and glue it down with my glue gun. And like I said, I'm going to eyeball it. I'm not one for doing a lot of measuring. Probably should, but I don't. But I think that's about it. Okay. All right, and that's what it looks like. Now I need to put my, what do I do with it? Okay. Now I have to go and place my mat down. Ooh, how cool is that, guys? Very nice. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. You gotta. Okay, this is going to be the hard part because now I got to eyeball these pieces individually. And like I said, I'm not that good of doing that, but I'm gonna figure it out. Oh, you know what? You know what? Listen.